You're listening to Stellar Success, Leveling Up for Medical Pros with Dr. Tudor Francu. Join us as we explore how medical professionals can achieve stellar success in all areas of life. It's time to level up.
Hello, everybody. This is Stellar Success Podcast. I'm your host, Tudor Francu, and I have the pleasure of having Dr. Vijay Patel as my guest today. We're going to have a great conversation about what a medical professional life is about and what success means for Dr. Patel.
Sure.
Dr. Patel, thank you for coming over.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me. We have been knowing each other for a long time now, so it's definitely
Yes.
fun to talk to you always.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Just want to kind of get your thoughts on a few things about, medical professional life in general. And we can start kicking off this interview by just asking you, what do you think it's a great win for you in your medical career, and what factors contributed to this?
So initially, I was just unintentionally thrown into the management side of healthcare. I did not even decided when I was going through the medical school that, oh, I want to be on doing management. Patient care is the focus, right? That's what you go for. So right from the college, you are focusing on skills that will improve your patient care, like a knowledge and skills. But right from my first job in 6 months, my employer pulled me out from patient care and put me into management. We just happened to buy like a rundown nursing home, and we definitely needed to flip it. So he did not knew anybody. He was a non-medical guy, but he had a very good eye for a business and very good eye for people, I would say.
Interesting.
Not just me, but in general, the guys he picked up, he just picked up from nowhere. But he knew that, given the tools and given the atmosphere, these people will succeed. And it applies to me. It applies to the DON that used to work with me. And I've seen so many people around me that he has given opportunity as a first timer, trying to deal with multi-million-dollar project. And, of course, he made money as well. But at the same time, the kind of learning and kind of skills that you acquire has no price tag to it. So
Yes.
I think that was my turning point for my personal life, is when I turned into management. I realized that there are a lot of things that I did not even realize that I had, or I was good at it. I was very good at, I'm very good at numbers. I really like to dig into numbers. Even till today, the multifamily, like anybody who's talking to deals, I want to see the numbers first. If the numbers make sense, then let's talk about the deal. I don't want to talk about the deal without even looking at the numbers, right? So, and I did had a pretty good success just by fixing the numbers. So just to give you example, the rundown nursing home, we bought it. So it was there were two issues. One was compliance issues, which, everybody has, the state was coming in, tagging for a couple of things, complaints and stuff like that. The other major issue was the efficiency. And what I realized after working in healthcare for so long is the healthcare industry in general is the worstly managed industry by far compared to any private sector that you can take it. There's so much of wastage of money that people are not even realizing that they are just dumping in, day and night, and then they are looking for profit. But
yeah, it's interesting because it takes a certain set of skills for someone, like you to manage those kind of projects.
Yep. So what we did was we first when we go in, we just split the parts. Like the compliance part, I handed over to DON. She was taking over the compliance part. I took over the business side of it and started fixing one by one. The property needed upgrade. It was like just a neglected property. So we did, all the fix and flips that was needed to upbring the property. Property was overstaffed. Most of the guys were getting overpaid for doing minimum or nothing. They were just holding the titles, kind of thing. So we made it slim and lenient as possible. And by the time, in 2 years, that was my first flip. I would say. By the time, I did not even know what the word like capex is or value add is. I was just doing it like, okay, like what needed to be done to improve the business, right? So, but later on, after 10 years, somebody introduced me, oh, this is what it's called. This is what it's called, kind of thing.
I
But
see. When did you start this kind of project?
so the first project I got was in 2010.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
you
that
have a extensive experience by now. You
yeah,
probably
yeah,
develop your own leadership style.
yeah,
I
definitely.
see.
So
Interesting.
it's
So
got
what do you think in terms of the leadership style that you have right now with your business? What do you think there's some habits or skills that you have that mainly contribute to your style right now?
so I would say like over the period of time, I copied from a lot of people. It's like and made my own kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I did not
Mm-hmm.
invented anything, but a couple of rules I follow. And number one is if I want it's like somebody else to be done, I would be ready to do it myself as well.
I
That's
see.
I think number one thing for any leader that you see running big corporation is the humbleness or whatever you want to call it, but they would not feel shame walking in Walmart. Like if the Walmart CEO is there, oh, why would I go in a peripheral like rural Walmart, right? But
Right.
there has to be a humbleness that, oh, I want to visit that rural Walmart that nobody is even talking about and see what's
Yeah.
going on, right? Because as
In
a
other words, you don't want people to do things that you personally cannot do.
yes, yes, yes,
Yes.
I
Interesting.
would not tell anybody anything that I would be shying away from doing it
I see.
as a
Yes.
business owner.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Is there any sort of continuum education, so to speak, in this leadership track that you have right now?
I still like, of course, learn, improve. I have long way to go. I'm 37, but I still have like a lot of years to go. I learn from people, like even I've learned from you as well, like the hard work that you have done. There are some remarkable stories. So at the end, you have to appreciate, like if you're doing a little bit well off to begin with,
Hmm.
that should be an appreciation, not a privilege that you count on, you know. But
Yes.
at the same time, you realize that like in my family, like my dad is a diamond dealer and he made it from nowhere. Like he was a poor boy from a farmer and migrated and all those stuff. But what I learned was a humbleness, like no matter how much money you have no reason to be like kind of bossy to anybody who is less than you in buying, mostly by money, right?
Yeah.
Nobody like would compare it by like looks and other stuff, but mostly it's money, right? If I have more money, oh, I'm the boss, right? I never like I see from my dad is like, just be humble. Like, if you have money, just be fortunate. And you are not the God, right? So just treat everybody with the respect. Everybody deserves to have a food, shelter. So
I love
my
that.
best to provide that to anyone and everyone possible who comes in my contact.
Yeah, that's very interesting, and I love that concept, especially for you coming over from those beginnings to be able to lead those kind of healthcare projects, huge healthcare projects right now, and still be humble and still recognize that we're like anybody else, and anybody else can be like us.
Yes.
That's a very interesting and valued concept that I like. Um, that's very cool. What is your focus right now? What are you focused on? What's exciting for you in your life and your projects right now?
Sure. So there are a couple of exciting projects that I'm working on personally, and like people who know me, I hate to be a commoner, right? Right from my school days, I don't want to do what people are doing. So like I know lately the multifamily is taking a hit. It's not that every deal is bad, but now you have
Yes.
to be careful more than anything else. So I'm just on a sideline as far as the multifamily is concerned, but I'm actively looking for land which we can create into resorts.
Hmm.
I'm personally, like, looking at all the data, I'm going into more RV parks. We want to create experience-based RV parks, and I can show you like a small glimpse if you have time. But not just like a rundown RV park, but something that will even you and me would like to live in, like, or you and me would like to take our family and go and have a vacation kind of thing. So I'm working on that. Also working on like I just went to North Carolina a few days ago. We did look up like a couple of rundown assets, which can be have a potential of assisted living. So being in healthcare, I can never like shy away from doing anything from healthcare. So I always look
Yeah.
for that. So trying
Yeah,
to,
I like that concept you have because, this is one of the things that I like to talk about with my guests is being in medical profession, doesn't mean you have to stay there the whole life. And,
yes.
branching out in different aspects of investing, it's very important, um, especially creating those passive streams of income from different activities. And I know you're doing a lot of things, short-term rentals, RV parks, hotels. Your group is really involved in different investment tracks. Which one do you think it catches your attention the most and excites you the most, so to speak?
So let me just talk you about like one of the back-end project. So I always have a front-end project and a back-end project. Back-end project is
Hmm.
always like me and my close people will know it, but this is I can start sharing because it has come to like a point. So moving forward, I think the idea of ownership is going to, kind of not going away, but it will be like a shared economy for sure
Yes.
because everybody's pushing for it. It's not just, oh, I want to make the change, but I think that that's where the market is going, is shared economy. What I mean by that is, like, let's say you're just renting an apartment, right? So my goal idea is having like at least, let's say I have a 20 apartment properties across US, right? So
Hmm.
what I want to offer to my tenant is a subscription model where they can only pay $50 more than what they're paying, but they have the liberty to flip, like move within my like assets. So if somebody's living in Dallas and they're working from home and 6 months they want to do like go in Arizona and I happen to have a property over there, they would be able to do it without breaking the lease just by paying extra $50 a month.
That's interesting. That's very interesting concept. That's why your group is called the future group, right?
Yeah. No, that's
Because
the
you
whole
see all
idea.
these trends right now that are moving, you pivot,
Yeah. Yeah.
especially for multifamily investments.
Everywhere. Like, like we always keep future in mind. We never even invest in present. We want to invest in future, like future land development or future upcoming areas or future, trends. Those are
I
the
like
things
that.
I always look for. And I think this will be like, mark my words, like this is recorded, right? So
Yes.
it like in 10 years, you will see this concept uh, a lot more commonized in every aspect of real estate that will be like kind of shared economy, like even RV parks. Why
Yes.
would you bound for one RV park when you can have a, because that's the whole idea of RV park, like temporary resident, right? So if you can enjoy multiple assets which has different things to offer, one has a lake view, one has a mountain view, one is offering like close to Scottsdale, Arizona, so
Yeah.
US is so vast that you can enjoy the beauty of US, right? So why don't you do that? And with the
Yes.
freedom of working from home or working from anywhere, like I would even do it myself. That is so exciting.
Correct.
Why would you just confine yourself to one house, one at most?
Exactly. That's a great concept, especially for newer generations. They're so mobile right now.
Yes.
Everything can be done from anywhere, with anybody. We do stuff with people in Philippines or remotely even, and it's so flexible. So yeah, why not apply that to exactly this same model of investing, or creating common goods for people. Yeah, that's very good. I like that. So I want to touch a little bit on the life outside the profession, so to speak. And the show is called Stellar Success, and I want to see how do you understand being a successful human, and what does success means to you in general in your life?
Success in general is like, like the main concept is having a passive income. I just want to talk about more because that has been the pain point as far as the medical industry goes in general, right? Healthcare industry is the only industry in last 3 years has not got any raise. Everybody's jacking up the price with the name of inflation, right? Like you go to restaurant, you go to anywhere, but
Yes.
healthcare salaries, and forget about going up, but it's going down.
Yes.
Every year there's a
Reimbursements too.
5% cut. Yeah, right. So it's just very sad that one side we talk about the noble job that we have, but at the same time, like it is very underappreciated, right? So in order to appreciate yourself and appreciate what you are doing, I highly, highly recommend that just start educating yourself about passive income. You have to have a passive income so you can get out of the 9 to 5 job. If you like it, that's fine, but it shouldn't be a burden that, oh, I have a paycheck coming in and I have a mortgage, or I have a car payment, I have credit card loans, right? Or
Mhm.
student loans, that I have to do what I'm doing even though I don't like it, right?
Yeah,
I have a
that's
friend,
key.
she is an endocrinologist, and everybody was trying to hammer her that, oh, why are you choosing this? This is a like least paying job and everything else. And everybody was just trying to nag her. But her answer was, I like it. Like, why wouldn't I do something I like, So when I was mentoring her, the only thing I told her is have enough income from the side. So even your practice doesn't pay you a dollar, you should be still happy to walk out,
Yes,
right?
that's very
And that's
important.
what she is doing.
That's very important. That's a great concept. And I wish more people could, especially in our field, could relate to that and could learn and educate themselves on how to create those passive income streams. Um, in terms of choices, do you have any specific things that you like to have passive income from?
Stable, so stability is one thing, like it goes hand in hand, like passive
Mhm.
income, you want stability, right? And that's why I think you and me both deal in real estate.
Yeah,
I do invest in stock, it's not like wrong, but the stability is not there. Like it's not, oh, $3,000 guaranteed, but in real estate, you can have that kind of guarantee that, oh, $3,000 a return on your investment, because the rent is
correct.
fixed, expenses are fixed, right? After stabilization, you are pretty much guaranteed the income. There's no up and down in that. So
Yeah.
that is, the most important thing I would say.
Very interesting. Very good. Also, one aspect of being a successful entrepreneur and professional like yourself is how you integrate health, nutrition, fitness in your life to be a successful human. Is there anything in particular you like to do, or your habits around those three areas?
Yeah, so number one is I'm vegetarian. It's like it has health benefit as well. It came as a religious, belief, but after, like, the logic comes in, like until like 18, I'm doing it because my parent is said like telling me, right? But after that, the logic kicks in why I'm doing it, right?
Yeah,
Definitely see a benefit of it, staying lean and fit, just being vegetarian. So that's helpful. I do go to gym at least 2 to 3 times a week.
very nice.
I love cardio, like I like to run. I
Yeah.
love to run, like
I was
always.
about to ask you, are you a resistance training guy or a cardio guy?
Yeah, I don't like to be bulky. I have a trainer. I always, like, I told him first day, I don't want to be bulky. I don't want to, like, show up the muscle. But if
Yeah,
I can beat you in running, I want to do that. And
very nice.
uh, at the end, I want to, like, I like that part.
Very nice. Do you run a lot, lengthwise, or you just like to, run maybe with other people in groups or just by yourself?
Just a treadmill and me.
Okay.
Yeah. I
That's
don't try
cool.
to, like, group, because then it's a timing issue and everything, like it becomes a logistical issue. So I just do it when I have time, right? So for that reason alone, like, I just hop on a treadmill and do it for 30, 40 minutes. But the key is consistent. You don't want to do like 2 hours of treadmill in one day, right?
Yes.
20 minutes of treadmill consistent is the key to be successful. Like, at least stay fit and, stay healthy.
Yeah. That's a great concept. I always like to say motivation gets you started,
Yeah.
but consistency gets you there,
Yes.
whatever you want to do.
Yep. Yep.
Um, and it's the same thing with fitness, with nutrition, with profession, with investing. Even, a consistent way of investing will get you much bigger returns, and just like invest once and leave it there for 5 years, and you don't know what's going to
Yeah.
happen with that kind of money.
Like, simple
um
tips I can share is, like, there are apps called Acron or Stash, like, yeah, Stash and Betterment. There are three
mhm.
apps that I used to use personally. What they do is basically you can set up like an auto deduction. So Acron, for example, like whatever you're spending, they round it up. So if you're spending 17,863, they will round up to 20, and they will take that $2, 27 cents, and put it into investment account.
That's very powerful, right?
So yeah, like, you won't realize, oh, like, how much
Yes.
it would made a difference. But let me tell you, I was able to pull out $25,000 out of these accounts when I was buying my first house
Wow, that's
without even me
incredible.
knowing it.
Yes.
I had that extra
Again, what's the name of
$25,000.
the app?
So the one called Acron, Acron,
Okay.
it's a green logo app. The other one is Stash, Stash, and the other one I used to use was Betterment. But I was just scheduling like $50 a week auto deduction.
Yes, that's
And
amazing.
$50 you don't even realize in your bank, but at the same
Right.
time, it's getting accumulated somewhere that you're not noticing. And like, when I really needed, when I was buying my first house, I put down, like, good amount of down payment, and I had that extra $25,000. Like, I was even surprised to see that.
Yes, unbelievable. This is so powerful for our listeners. And I think, most people, believe that they're gonna go and try those things also. I was about to ask you, other than those apps, is there any other podcast or book or even a mentor or someone else that can, you listen to, you consult with on a regular basis, you learn from? What do you use?
Like, use the social media for right purposes. Like, I learn a lot of things from social media.
Mhm.
I don't have any specific person that I go to. I do have one mentor, but he's offline. Like, he owns a wealth management firm here in Dallas. He has almost $2 billion asset under management. Happy to have him, like, as a mentor. Like, it just turned,
Yeah.
we I just met him for the first time. We became friends, and it just turned into mentorship. I would still, like, he still doesn't name it as mentorship. I don't name it as a mentorship, but it's just a friendship that we have, that I always go to him with anything I have, and he would try to, peel it off in a painful way or right way, to tell me
It's
that, okay,
from
like,
perspective,
yeah,
right?
this is going to work.
Yeah.
This doesn't work. Like, because sometimes we get excited, like, the new project that we have, but um, from return perspective or the ROI perspective, sometimes it doesn't make sense.
Interesting. Yes. Now, think about yourself 20 years ago. What would be a piece of advice or a nugget that you could tell yourself retrospectively to help you in your endeavors and your path and your achievements?
Number one is educate yourself. Don't be shy away from educating yourself about investing, like whether it's real estate, stock, bond, how the financial world works, how the economy works, how, basic finances works, right? Uh, what makes a difference of 1% interest rate change in your car payment? How much car payment or how much interest you're paying over the course of loan? Basic fundamentals like how much interest you will be paying, what's the expense of the loan, what is closing cost, all those things you have to like just at least familiarize yourself. So when you have, when it's point of using it, it's not like, oh, I don't even know these things, right? Because
Right.
cost of capital is something that can make or break the deal. What I learned from my experience is you can have the greatest deal possible, but if you're not financing it right, it can like turn
Correct.
all into like a hole that will never get you out.
Yeah, it's very interesting because those things are never taught in school.
Yes.
And there you have um, very good people coming out of schools in different specialties, and they have no financial education at all.
Yes.
They barely know how to balance their checkbook. Not talking about investing, compound interest, all those things that you mentioned. Um, and I wanna find a way for us to advise those people of how to get educated in those aspects, because you're not going to use mathematics very often in your life, or all these particular things that you learn in school, but you're going to use money every day.
Yes.
If you don't know how to do it, you're going to find yourself in a very bad situation at the end. So it's all about how you educate yourself about financials in general. So do you think what would be a good resource for people um, coming out of school, let's say high school or college, to start learning about this stuff?
So reading books like, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, or, I think Benjamin Franklin has one book,
Mm-hmm.
even Charlie Munger's book, or I think Warren Buffett has a book also. I don't know the names right now, but just look up like, top seller for financial world, like,
Yes.
and you will see like in one book I would highly recommend is a Rich Dad Poor Dad. Like just start from there. If you're starting out, start from that book. Like you don't want to go to any level before starting that, because that's the basic 101, right? But
Yes.
in a basic sense, what I would tell you is like even till today, like I get a lot of LinkedIn DMs. So if you are just starting out or you are intern in college, just DM someone that you like or appreciate, or you see yourself in their shoes 10, 20 years after, right? So just DM them, and I'm sure they will have 2 minutes to spare and tell you something that will change your life,
Yes. Very interesting. Very
right?
interesting.
And
You're not gonna say a no if you don't ask, right?
yes, yes, yes. And I would even feel like, right now I would say I'm considering, mentoring, whatever my time schedule allows. I don't do commitments, but I would definitely do some mentorship where, I can dedicate some time or a phone call to talk to anyone that needs some help. And, just DM me on LinkedIn or Facebook, and we
That's
can
very
definitely
powerful.
schedule some time.
Yes, I really appreciate that, and I'm sure people could take advantage of it. Um, so kind of segue into this, what would be the best way for someone that want to talk to you more about these things to get in touch with you?
So again, like social media, just follow me or add me on social media, LinkedIn or Facebook. I do have my website if you want to go through that. It's thefuturegp.com. Uh,
Okay,
it has a lot of resources as well, like checklists, checkpoints for investors, what should be looking for. We regularly put out blog posts about what is happening in real estate or different asset class, underperforming assets and things like that. So definitely a site that you want to be in touch. and get some basic education. I do have a lot of resources giving out for free that you can just download and, get yourself educated.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, I appreciate a lot you coming on the show, and I hope people will learn a lot from you and will reach out to you because you have a lot of knowledge in this field, and you can share, and you're willing to share with younger people. Well, thank you very much, Dr. Patel, and I hope to see you soon, and good luck in all your projects.
Sure. Thank you so much for having.
That's a wrap on Stellar Success, Leveling Up for Medical Pros with Dr. Tudor Francu. Interested in joining us? Go to stellarsuccesspodcast.com/guest to apply. Stay stellar and level up.